Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am painting my final painting of 2023, which is also a Christmas gift for my little brother who lost his dog in October, shortly after I lost my two, and I just wasn't emotionally ready to paint my dog's portrait, so I figured this would make a wonderful Christmas gift for him since it's our first Christmases without our beloved dogs. I also thought this video would be a good opportunity for me to share my art goals for 2024 in my art practice and things like that. I am going to apologize because I am getting over a cold, and it has just been the longest week and a half ever. The entire family ended up getting it, and it really just kind of slowed my progress down. I was actually going to try to do a portrait for my dad also because he actually lost his dog first, and then I lost my two dogs, and then my brother lost his dog. So we lost four dogs this year as a family, and it has just been a really rough year. So, unfortunately, I didn't have time to paint my dad's dog, so his birthday is in February, so I think I'm going to paint that for his birthday. So let me know if you guys would like to see that. Okay, so moving on. This is a portrait of my little brother's dog, Ava, and she died a month short of turning 11. So she would have turned 11 in November, and he lost her in October. And it came on very quick, very sudden. It was liver failure, and from what they're assuming is just old age. It was a very sad thing for him, and she was like my niece dog, and I don't really know how to explain this well. I've recorded this a few times already, but she was such a good girl, and like I absolutely loved and adored my dogs, but I've never had a connection. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that I connected with her more than my dogs because I didn't, but I've never connected with somebody else's dog as much as I've connected with my dog. So I'm not sure if that makes sense. So she was really like my niece in a way, and my brother worked nights, and he would have me, go over and let her out and hang out with her so she could go to the bathroom and things like that. So she was always so excited to see me, even when I just came to visit, and she was a very, very good girl, and this hit my brother very, very hard. He got her, in his 20s, and shortly after his daughter was born, and so this dog has just been through life with him. Like they grew up together. There was a lot of firsts, moving from an apartment to a house, and like first kids, his daughter's first birthday, and then his son. Like this dog has been through thick and thin. Like they were best friends. He took it everywhere, and he took her everywhere, excuse me. And they were just the best of buddies. And it's been very, very sad. This year has been a very, very sad year for my family and their dogs. Sorry, I'm getting a little emotional. I did cry a little bit when I painted this because, like I said, I've never connected with a dog that wasn't my dog the way that I connected with her. And I'm not sure. I'm really starting to think it's just a pit bull thing because they just creep into your soul, and I don't know how to explain it, and I feel like so bad for that breed because they are such good dogs. Like, you sometimes don't know love until you've had a pet. And I still have one left, one dog of mine left, and she's, going to be 17 with my kids, and I love her so, so much, but the connection between my pit and my other dogs were just different, and she was very similar to my pit. So it's hard to explain, but it was a very, very tough time for my brother, as you can imagine. And he was actually kind of mad at me because I told him that we weren't exchanging this year because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to finish this in time because I was sick last week. God, I'm sorry. I didn't think this voiceover was going to be this hard. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but this is why I can't do my own dog's portraits right now because I don't want to feel it. I can't feel it. I can't feel it anymore for a while. So I don't know if I'm one of those people that just connects with animals over people, but I feel like I am. And, my dogs were my best friends, and I'm a true introvert, and I very rarely left the house, and they were my people. They were who I talked to all the time, and they never made sure, they made sure I was never alone. Like, when I went outside, they went outside. When I did anything, all those dogs followed me, and, they would follow me in the kitchen while I was cooking, and they would sit with me on the couch. Like, it was kind of like a dog pile. Like, so it's just one of those things that I just cannot explain. But I am happy to report that today is, what is today? Today is the day after Christmas. And I kind of tricked him because, like I told you before, I told him that we weren't exchanging. So I didn't really get to see him for the holidays because we decided to stay home as a family, especially because we were sick. And we didn't go anywhere. So, me and my brother talk every day, so we're kind of like best friends, which is so random because we didn't really care for each other when we were little kids, but like we talk to each other every day, and I feel like we're best friends. I don't know if he feels the same, but I think he does. So I was talking to him that morning, and I was actually talking to him on Christmas Eve because I had finished this painting on Christmas Eve, and I thought he was taking the kids back to their moms that day, and he said they weren't going back until the morning. So I was kind of like talking to him and kind of like slyly asking him where he was. And so when he was taking the kids back to their moms, I of course have a key because I used to let Ava out. I snuck over there and dropped this off. So he was kind of like surprised when he got home, but he did tell me that he didn't notice it for like 30 minutes because he came home and was like cleaning and stuff. He's got some projects that he's trying to keep busy with while he's off work for the holiday season, and he didn't notice it for like about a half hour, and then he sent me a picture and a really nice text message. I'm going to keep that between me and him because that's between me and him. But it was a very emotional gift for him, as you can imagine, and he absolutely loves it. So I'm so happy that I was able to finish this for him. Sorry, I just noticed that I keep swallowing, so I moved my mic, so hopefully this is a little bit better. I am congested, and I just have to keep like trying to take breaths and stuff, so I apologize for any weird noises you might hear during this voiceover. But so I'm going to kind of shift gears so I'm less emotional, and I'm going to be talking about some art goals that I want to accomplish for 2024. Okay, so my goals for 2024 are not very big and overwhelming. They're really kind of slow-paced and based on improvement as far as that goes. So I do plan on starting my year off with a deep studio clean and a digital cleanup because my laptop is completely full of stuff from which will be last year. And my iPad is completely full with all of the magical shit, digital drawings, and, setting up the zine and all of that. So there's not a lot of room in any of my digital spaces. So I'm going to be starting the year off with a digital cleanup and then a studio cleanup and refresh, which I want to get some shelves and just kind of really organize the studio because I did learn an awful lot during the last 2 store drops that I had. I haven't had any not successful, but I haven't had drops like that to where I was constantly packing orders as much as I was, which I'm so grateful for. So thank you if you bought anything from me in 2023. So I did learn that like a better process for packing orders and things like that. So I do want to, my first goal is to build a workbench, like a kind of like a ship station. So it's easier for me to pack orders, because the way I was sitting was hard on my back, and then standing at a table that wasn't the right height was also hard on my back. So I'm going to be building a workbench that is the proper height for me to pack orders without hurting myself. And my second art goal for, like, this is kind of like a business goal. Like, the first couple are going to be business, and then the rest is kind of like towards my practice. So my second art business goal will be to have 4 drops in 2024, like a winter, spring, summer, fall kind of situation. And then possibly one right before Christmas. They're typically not themed, but for as long as I've had my my Squarespace website and stuff, like I pay top dollar for the advanced plan, and I very rarely added to my shop, used my email list or anything like that, but I did kind of really step that up towards the end of 2023, and it really worked out for me. So I need to continue that on, and I'm going to be doing 4 drops, and then I'm going to be closing them in between if it's too hectic. Like, I feel like the majority of my time was spent packing orders towards the end of the year, which is not a bad thing, but I also always want to be able to make art also. And the way my studio was set up, it was set up in a way that everywhere was for packing orders and there was nowhere to paint. So that's the main reason I want to get a ship station. So there's 2 kind of like designated zones in my studio to where I always have a painting area, because it felt really weird to not be painting during that time. So that, like, have designated times for store drops and designated space to pack orders and have my inventory, because right now the way it is, like, I feel like there's just kind of stuff everywhere. So I'm going to be switching that around to where there's kind of like an inventory and shop area, and then there's kind of like a creative area in my space, which I do think will help me be more productive in the long run. And my last business goal for 2024 is I would like to make like a mini course, like a mini watercolor course for signing up for my email list. So I'm going to have that in the cellar. I have enough. I think I can put a 30-minute video in there. So I'm going to be working on kind of like a watercolor mini course to put in that, kind of like an extra. So those are my art business goals. And then as far as my first art goal, well, this isn't really technically a goal. It's kind of, well, yeah, it is, because you let me know what you think, if this is a goal or not. I want to make 2024 a no-buy year. So my goal is to use all of the supplies that I have hoarded since I've started this journey. And a lot of the stuff I haven't even tried yet. Like, I have stuff to make clay pins, I have acrylic paints, I have oil paints, like I have an airbrush that I have not touched. And I really want to learn how to use all of those things. And for some reason, I don't know why, I feel like, I don't know if it's the consumerism in America or not, but like, I always feel like I have to buy new things to kind of like inspire me to work, and then I end up going back to what I'm familiar with. So I really want to challenge myself to use I would like to use them all before I buy anything new. So it might continue on, I'm not sure, but at least for 2024, I am not allowing myself to buy any new art supplies, and I'm going to be using what I have. And my second goal is I would like to complete at least 3 sketchbooks, which is kind of like underwhelming for the amount of sketchbooks that I have. So I'm imagining I'm going to run out of paper soon, and the sketchbooks are going to be all I have. So I do want to fill at least 3, or maybe do 3 30-day challenges in 2024. I do have mini smalls 30-day sketchbook project booked, and I also have the Artist Way book, and that's like a 12-week challenge. So I do want to do those 2 in 2024 for sure. So, and I do think I want to do, I'm not sure if it's going to be Inktober. I think it's just going to be kind of like Arttober. I think I want to use a different medium this year because I feel like I've been using ink consistently for 3 years trying to finish the Magical Ship project. So I think I'm going to kind of like branch out and just say that it's Arttober and just kind of like pick a theme and then do a 30-day challenge to go with it. So that is my second goal. My third art goal is to learn a new medium, which I'm hoping is going to be acrylics. I don't really have a lot to say about that other than I want to learn how to use acrylics, which I think is going to be an adjustment from using watercolor so much because blending and acrylics and me just haven't meshed well. So I would like to take some classes and learn how to paint with acrylics and oils, or like do oil over acrylic or something along those lines. My fourth goal is to spend a little bit more time on each piece now that I don't have a deadline currently. So I really would like to spend more time on each piece and maybe even spend a complete 30-day month and just kind of work on one big painting, and just kind of put as much work as I can into that one piece and see how it turns out versus my quick pieces, which I think would be pretty interesting. I think another goal that I have is I would like to improve my digital painting process. So maybe we can do like a 30-day digital challenge at some point and really learn how to do digital paintings, because like I've had a couple, and I think my only really good successful one, to me, in my opinion, has been the owl one, which I will link somewhere below so you can check that out if you want to. But I basically use my tablet right now as to kind of like finalize sketches and print the line work so I can transfer that onto my watercolor paper. So I would like to really, like, I don't want to be a digital artist, but I would like to use all the tools that I have at my disposal and really learn how to paint digitally and maybe have like a digital sketchbook of a sort. And I think my last goal is going to be to do more studies this year. I really feel like I am crippled in the sense that when I go to do some folklore art that has anatomy involved in it, like an actual person, like you must know this from now, like I don't draw a lot of people, a lot of faces, a lot of anatomy. Not so much anatomy, like I do a lot of animal anatomy, and I did the Inktober in 2021 that had like bones was the theme, so I did a lot of like bone anatomy, but like portraits and people, like I really want to practice drawing people in 2024 and just kind of like elevate the folklore aspect of my art and like really try to kind of like get better this year. Like I really want to improve this year. Like I feel like though I do have like a sense of the direction I want to take now in 2023, like I feel like I definitely learned like my niche of some sort. I feel like I'm really ready to kind of elevate and step up and make my art better. And along with the anatomy, I really want to work on environments, because I feel like environments is just really vital for the folklore art and fairy tale art and stuff that I want to create. yeah, so just improvement basically. So those are my goals for 2024. I would love to know what your goals are for your art practice down in the comments, so be sure to leave them there. I hope you guys enjoyed this painting process video of my brother's dog's portrait. It's one of my favorite paintings of 2023, and I'm glad it's the last one. Thank you so much for watching. Have a happy new year, and I'll see you in 2024.